So in the City of New Westminster, there's a incentive program that encourages the preservation of older homes, in this case early 20th century homes. So Alan Greenwood owns this entire site, originally 2 lots. Those 2 homes, original homes being revitalized and updated and renovated to a standard for the heritage renovation. There was an allowance for an infill home to be constructed on site. So this is new construction between 2 old homes, basically. So from a city perspective, the city is interested in seeing older homes preserved and updated and renovated. The other city policy piece is to improve the energy efficiency of homes, both existing and new construction.
It's the first new house in 100 years on this street. I wanted it to fit in, but also I wanted it to have all the advantages of new technology, of new construction techniques. So I knew that I couldn't go fully that way, but I wanted to cherry pick all the technologies that kind of made sense, and that's what I tried to do here.
So if you look around the room, at a bit of a pan here, you'll see that the interior framing is exposed here. So we're at mid-stage in the construction, and those are 2x4 framed interior walls that are actually just service walls. They'll be insulated later, but behind that is the actual beauty of this home and how it performs from a thermal energy transfer perspective. It's a very thick-walled home, so it's like putting a down-filled vest or a thick sweater on in a cold day. It's a thick, insulated envelope. In this case, it's a blown insulation, 8-inch thick wall on the outside of that 2x4 frame service wall, and so that really performs well from a thermal perspective. And if we just kind of move through the home, you'll see we're on the upper level right now, and so partially framed. And we're just going to kind of stop here midway, because if you build a home, and the principle in this is thicker walls and an airtight building envelope, so you don't have that transfer of energy through the wall system, so you're looking to build a very airtight envelope. You're also looking to ventilate right in the home. So build tight, ventilate right is kind of the principle here, because if you have an airtight home, you also want to bring fresh air in on a constant basis. So homes like this, and the way the building code is going, is requiring constant air exchange, with bringing fresh air in mechanically and exhausting stale air out. And the way we do this in an energy efficient way is that through something called a heat recovery ventilator, or HRV, or energy recovery ventilator, some people call it. The one that's been installed in Alan Greenwood's home is from Enerready, and it has that capability built in terms of heat exchange. So there's ducting into the various rooms to bring fresh air in, and there's exhaust in the bathroom. When you click on the bathroom fan, it steps up the exhaust air for that piece. So the windows here are from Optiwind, an Austrian manufacturer. These are Passive House certified windows, triple glazed, as Alan mentioned. So very efficient from a thermal perspective. Also, they're positioned in the walls. This is just a bit of a technical point, but they're positioned in the wall at what's called the thermal line. So there's a very thick wall, insulated wall here. There's a service wall that will be insulated, and then the BC Passive House membranes behind it, which are 8 inches thick, full of insulation. This is in the kind of the midline of that wall, and that tends to be how they're positioned. You'll see the tape seal around the windows themselves. They're European style, so they're the type of windows that open and pivot depending on the direction of the handle. But the positioning and the placement of these windows in the home is important from an energy efficiency perspective. We're trying to get solar gain into the unit to heat the home, especially in the winter. This is a kind of a winter day in November, but it's clear, and there's enough light coming in that you get a bit of passive solar effect, of course, even in the coldest days of the year.
You have to be really into it. You have to be ahead of the trades if you're going to ask them to do things differently. There's competing forces here. There's the building code versus, the energy efficiency. And when you're trying to do things that are above code, strangely, that provides problems to the building inspectors and that kind of thing. So you really need to have someone on side that you can kind of go to, who in the city is kind of on helping you through the process and kind of smoothing things out, and that certainly has been Norm and Ryan here, and yeah, their assistance has been invaluable in this, because it's a daunting task to take this on for the first time, and you need someone who, or in around, who both encourages you but also provides you excellent technical information.
Doing a mid-construction blower door test. We're setting up a blower door fan in a cloth panel that's mounted in a frame in one of the existing doors. And we run a little hose to the outdoors and a little hose to the indoors, and what we're actually measuring is the pressure difference created between the outside and the inside. And if we know the volume of the house and the pressure difference created, we can calculate the amount of air leakage. It's valuable for homeowners. I think it's approaching essential for new home constructors. And the difference is what we see today with this house. When you've already built the house, you have a limited set of opportunities to fix these problems. But at this magic moment of mid-construction, before we've put the drywall and the interior insulation in place, it's really easy to fix anything. In fact, it costs you almost nothing more.
I never suspected that fireplace would leak like that, so I've already phoned the trade, and hopefully we'll get them back here to seal that up. And yeah, knowing that the doors need adjustment, and yeah, just having to hopefully get a list of things that need to be rectified before the drywallers come in. I would encourage everybody to build houses like this. I think you're basically putting your money up front, but then you get the benefit of the comfort and quiet and energy efficiency. And you're either going to spend it on a leaky house over the years, if you're going to live there for a while, or else I think it's much more effective to put it up, the money in insulation and all the care up front, and then enjoy the benefits for a number of years after that. And I get a kick out of the idea that this house is going to be here being energy efficient even after I'm gone. So I like the idea of that it's sitting here like the house next door for 125 years and doing its thing and keeping people warm.
The New West Energy Save program is one of the better programs in the Lower Mainland, and the folks in New West are really lucky to have it.
The final thing I'd say is that if you're interested in finding out more about how to build, construct, or even just find out a bit more about high-performance homes, even if you have an existing home in terms of energy retrofits and the kind of incentives and approaches that you can take in terms of improving an existing home, or if you're thinking about building a new home, contact us at Energy Save New West. That's the city's city-led, community-wide energy efficiency program for New Westminster, open to all residents and businesses to participate in that program. And the city offers some pretty good subsidies, and we do this in partnership with BC Hydro and FortisBC, and oftentimes work with other local governments in the region. So be part of it. There's a lot of advantages in terms of knowledge and maybe even some bottom line stuff with regard to incentives on renovations.